7, 8, 9, 10. It flew away again. We will wink around for a time. Upstairs and downstairs in and out. Knocking at the windows, crying to the law. All your children in bed is 8 o'clock. So run, free paper burn, and it's back to school again. You've got to start at ABC to be at the university. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Here's a message on the radio. Now go to school and learn the rules, and don't you be no fool. Don't be down, don't be no bum. Don't just hang out at the bar for the love. Don't you waste your spare time and just sit there thinking about great time. With nothing to do but play all a live long day. Fly by the fire, you can make it if you try. Don't waste your time away. Now it's dickory, dog. Been around down the clock. The clock struck 9, now it's bedtime. Morning school again. Children, enjoy your holidays all together. Two little birdies sitting on the wall. One day beer. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring and it's back to school again. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Here's a lesson on the radio. Hides of great ones reaching to catch one on the tape by sudden fly. But they while their companions slept, were up one boiling through the English grammar and arithmetic, geography and history. Though you don't know about politics, you gotta know some social study. As busy as a bee, as cunning as a fox, as hairy as a log. Remember to do your homework and don't do it in the bar. Having popcorn, Lucy and soda pop ain't gonna put you at the top. You've come to work hard to reach your goal, and don't you ever stop. Don't doubt that tracks, hope you don't make sense to go on playing marbles. Cause skipping class ain't gonna make you pass, and you're sure gonna be in trouble. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6, 2 fours are 8, 2 fives are 10. Back to school again. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring and it's back to school again. So much for play and holiday. Now you just do what your teacher say. Gotta read and write and check and count. For you to be a star, to be able to have a bank account, to buy mom and dad a big boss car. The king is in his counter and he's counting out his money. The children are in the garden and they're eating bread and honey. Old MacDonald had a farm and it's E-I-E-I-O. And if he was taught as his mule, he would send his kids to school. So make hay while the sunshine, save something for a rainy day. Pick up your bag with your book and pen, for it's back to school again. So run, free paper bun, cause it's back to school again. So blame me, cause so lucky, no. Big fat no, it's all in a row. Mean and mine, more. There's a lesson on the radio. Hides of big ones, reaching together, one on a tape. Jamaican singer, songwriter, and percussionist Bunny Wailer. Back to School, a perennial favorite here in Jamaica. And before that, one of those gems we would normally recite at school. And there are quite a few, but that one in particular. Labor for learning before you grow old. Learning is better than silver and gold. Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. And boy, do we have some work to do in this country when it comes to road safety. No matter the public awareness campaigns, the positioning of wrecked vehicles outside
outside pubs or clubs or parties, and all the other methodologies that have been applied, and all the police checks on the road, the spot checks, etc. And we continue to behave with reckless abandon and abandonment. The latest tragedy, a couple actually, that happened yesterday, two different places, three in one along the north coast there, and that Braco Road and related sections of the North Coast Highway. Hot spots. And we continue, we're just throwing our lives away. You know how many people now who are in a state of, well, let's just say, who would wish that they would have what we have, those of us who are still very much around and alive. And we're just throwing our lives away. So, too many of us. One moment, please.
Walk into Marjan's Pharmacy and you'll feel better. The service is clearly different. Marjan's Pharmacy, call 876-703-6335. The time by Marjan's Pharmacy is 2:15. Ladies and gentlemen, notice the captain has turned on the no smoking sign. Please be seated and fasten your seatbelts. We're approaching home. This is flight number 77. Thanks for flying with Solomonic. Okay, enjoy your flight home.
And before the break, we were making reference to the decade of action for road safety and making the point of all the actions we have taken so far, and we're still struggling to contain the carnage on our roads. The new Road Traffic Act, some regulations apparently are still being worked out. I thought it was fully enforced or in force, but apparently not. Oh boy. It's the second day of the ninth month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Put another way, it's the second day of the fourth month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, and the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida, is reporting that Danielle has become the first Atlantic hurricane of the season. As far as we're concerned here in Jamaica, there's a trough, and this trough has been with us for some time, and it's uh, it's becoming a regular feature of our weather conditions. This trough that is across the island, and it is expected to stay across the area uh, through to Saturday, which is tomorrow. So it's slated to remain across the island, which means we can expect more unstable weather. Remember, when you hear us talk of a trough, we are talking about, well, some people say it's bad weather, but can we really say that? But we're talking about clouding. Once there's a trough, you can expect a level of clouding, rain, or thunderstorms. In fact, as we've been saying on this program, a trough is always associated with some weather activity, either directly or indirectly. So, talk of a trough, make sure you are prepared in terms of uh, umbrellas, raincoats, etc. Make a note of that. But let's continue with the observances for, well, let's complete the weather forecast issued by the National Meteorological Service. as we said, Daniel has become the first Atlantic hurricane of the season, and this Daniel is spelled Danielle. If it were one L, then it would mean we're talking about a male, Male. But with the LLE at the end there, that's uh, that's the feminine form of the name Daniel. So this is the first Atlantic hurricane of the season, Daniel, Danielle. And let's get back to the conditions here in Jamaica. We spoke about the trough, which is expected to remain across the region through to tomorrow, Saturday. Thereafter, an area of low pressure is then expected to induce a trough across the island on Sunday. So that area of low pressure, that low pressure system, was the one that essentially coerced, put another way, coerced this trough across the island, but effectively induced a trough across the island. The rest of this afternoon into evening will become mostly cloudy with showers and thunderstorms, mainly across southern parishes and hilly areas. Tonight will become partly cloudy elsewhere in the region. There's an area of low pressure east of the Lesser Antilles, which has a medium chance of tropical cyclone development over the next 2 days. And there's also an area of low pressure across Panama. So there's a level of unstable weather within the region, and that would account for the rainfall. And here is a deadly mix. Wet roads, well, once we say that, you get the picture, but the rains and the roads and the impact on the roads and how we maneuver our vehicles. So, for example, this afternoon, very early this afternoon, I witnessed a four-vehicle collision on essentially on the bridge, on the Sandy Gully Bridge. One, just one behind the other. One, two, three, four. All four vehicles rear-ended, and obviously the ones who did the rear ending have had their vehicles damaged as well. So imagine in the rain, and the rain was pouring. In the pouring rain, one, two, three, four vehicles crash, 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 crash. Imagine the misery of having to deal with that situation in the pouring rain. We have to do better than that. Definitely have to do better than that. Oh yeah, yeah. One would think that in those conditions you would be extremely careful or extra careful. But everybody wants to show that everybody is a big driver, and this is nothing. And because of the vehicle I'm driving, I know that I just need to do this or no bother do that or whatever. We still have to be careful. That's what it boils down to. The month of September is still being observed as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, National Senior Citizens Month, Employers Month, Alopecia Awareness Month, and again, alopecia, Alopecia, that refers to the partial or complete loss of one's hair. Partial or complete hair loss, otherwise known as baldness, like my head here. Yeah, my head here hardly has any hair. Hey, that sounds like, my head here hardly has any hair. Yes, indeed. So that's alopecia. Alopecia. So it's Alopecia Awareness Month. And when we speak of alopecia, we're referring to partial or complete hair loss, baldness. September is also Travel Agents Month. And according to Tasty Cheese, and we'll have to send them the bill for every day we call their name. According to Tasty Cheese, September is Cheese Month. So they have told us over the years. I don't I don't think their campaign this year has started yet. And it's a national day in Vietnam. And it looks like, boy, these athletes are having a ball in more ways than one. Just looking at a pop up here, Sharika Jackson upsets Fraser Price in Brussels. World 200-meter champion Sharika Jackson pulled off an upset victory in the women's 100-meter event at the Wanda Diamond League meeting in Brussels today. Jackson, who won the bronze medal at the Tokyo Olympics last year, got the better of her Jamaican compatriot Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price to win in 10.73 seconds, just shy of the meeting record of 10.72 held by Fraser-Price since 2013. Fraser-Price, the big favorite, clocked 10.74 seconds. It was the first defeat for Fraser-Price over 100 meters this season. Ivory Coast's Marie-Josie Talou finished third in 10.78. Aaliyah Hobbs, winner over Jackson in Lausanne last week when Fraser Price withdrew as a precaution at the last minute, could only manage fourth in 10.91, just ahead of her American compatriot, Sha'Carri. I think she prefers Sha'Carri as opposed to Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri Richardson, 10.92. Continue going. Keep going, ladies. Keep going. We're enjoying it. Keep going. All right. What time is it? Let's see if you still have a grasp of the Spanish with the break that you have taken. How many words can you identify and translate? Hoy es viernes el 2 de septiembre 2022 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est vendredi le 2 septembre 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un du souhait parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. How many of us remember that? The timetables. We had to master those, didn't we? And those exercise books with all the useful information on the back. Very, very memorable times. School days, the best years, we are told, of our lives. School days, best years of our lives. How are things with you and yours as preparations ensue for the start of the 2022-2023 academic year. Are you ready? Are your charges ready? As in the children in your care, the your own children or others, children of others. Are you ready? Is everything in place? Well, don't sweat it too much. What you want to do is just don't bite off more than you can chew. Just deal with what you can deal with now. So, for example, talk with the teachers, find out what are those books, apart from those on the rental scheme, the book rental scheme. What are those books they will be using right now? Meaning, come Monday morning, come Monday and onwards. Those books that are going to be needed right now. So, you're not going to buy the entire book list at the beginning. If you can afford so to do, then by all means. But if you are shopping on a budget as far as back to school items are concerned, you ought to make sure you get the essentials. What are the essential texts that the students will need at the start of this new academic year? And you let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:30. Treat yourself to famous Jamaican jerk dishes at Sweetwood Jerk Joint. Succulent pork, chicken served with mouth-watering side orders. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, open every day. Call 876-906-4854 or come to 78 Knoxville Boulevard in Kingston in a secured environment across from an park. All COVID-19 protocols observed. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, the home of Jamaican jerk. Gen Zers, we're back! Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths. Don't waste your time away. Now it's dickory dock. Been round up the clock. The clock struck 9, now it's bedtime. Tomorrow is school again. Children, enjoy your holidays all together. Two little birds sitting on the wall.
Yes, so we want to make sure we get the essentials. And if you can only afford one suit of uniform right now, whether it be the khaki shirt and pants, plus what's it, black or brown socks, uh, black or brown shoes, whatever the stipulations are, and we we trust that we won't have anyone trying to hijack the new school term, the new school year. What do we mean by that? You've had a period of time after the PEP exams or the PEP results, and the eventual list was published, and you knew which school your child would be attending, and you would have gone to the school by now, and some kind of orientation would have taken place, and you must have been exposed to the school handbook for those schools that have a handbook, and most schools do. You would have been exposed to the protocols, procedures, modus operandi of these institutions. Now, in the event you come upon a principle, a policy, a position, a protocol that you have a difficulty with, the answer cannot be to walk with the child in front of the gate at TVJ or at CVM or nationwide or wherever else to create excitement. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. There is what is called a parent teacher association, and that is how it is properly referred to. Parent Teacher Association, no S. I know we have a tendency to say Parents Teachers Association. No, it is Parent Teacher Association. Parent Teacher Association, PTA. First of all, you make sure that you attend or arrange for your spouse or a fellow responsible family member to attend when these meetings are held. And if you have a difficulty with any issue, any policy, any system, any procedure at the school, the PTA is the best place to start. The Parent Teacher Association is the best place to start. I'll never forget listening to Wilmot Motty Perkins years ago. Uh, a student wore to school. Let me remember now. Her tunic. It was the start of the new academic September, and her tunic that she wore to school on a particular day was apparently well above her knees. And she was sent home to change the uniform, to have the uniform changed. When I think it was the mother who was asked why she had to wear that particular uniform. The response was because the new uniform was dirty. Now, poor thing, the poor child perhaps wasn't exposed to the history that some of us had, where if we had one suit of uniform, when we're not supposed to play in that uniform either, because it's the one suit. We're not supposed to play in it. So we want to take off the uniform, we put it in the pan or the tub or whichever other washing vessel, and either we wash it ourselves or a parent or guardian does the washing, and then the clothes are placed behind the refrigerator, so that the heat from that metal apparatus at the back of the refrigerator, I don't think they make them like that anymore, or do they? And you'd put the clothes behind the refrigerator. By the time, assuming the time difference in terms of the time you get to bed, as opposed to whether you still had time. But long and short of it, you hang the clothes on the refrigeration apparatus at the back. And by the time you wake up, the clothes are dry. And so what do? You get the iron and you start ironing. And you make sure you're ready for school. And if it's the one uniform you have, you do that every day. Pretty much. You can't do any more than you can do, as my late mother would say. So you get that done. And as we have been saying on this program, we want to encourage as many of us as possible who are able to sponsor a child, who are able to assist an educational institution, who are able to assist teachers, administrators, whatever we can do. It is time for us to rally around our children. Now more than ever, the learning loss is real, and the mental health issues are real. It's time for us to rally around the children. Let us try to save as many of them as we can. Let's try to help as many of them as we can, and help the schools as well, help the teachers. Let's work together in the best interest of our children. There is no time like the present. Our country is 60 right now. 60 years. In another 60 years, most of us within earshot of this broadcast, and those of us broadcasting, would no longer be here. It's just a fact of life. Right? But we hope that the hope is that we would put in the work from now, so that 60 years from now, those who are still around will be able to look back and say, whoa, look at what we did. What a good thing we did this and did that, or we didn't do this or we didn't do that. Yeah, this academic year must be a turning point in the history of this country. This has to be the turning point. It has to be. Now or never. Let's clear some messages. Where are we? Sophia Nemard in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Good afternoon to you. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Have a blessed weekend too. Same to you. Blossom Levy says, a blessed good afternoon to you, my brother. Please stay safe and travel safe on the road. Look out for the careless drivers out there. We'll do our best. Also, Norman Hines in St. Thomas. Good afternoon to you. Always good to have you on board. Sharon Richards in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm and all listeners out there. I greet you well on this rainy Friday afternoon. Let's all keep safe. Indeed, Sharon. Clement Villiers, otherwise known as Clément Villiers. If you're going with a French pronunciation, it would be Clément, Clement, pronounced Clément, and Villieres, Villiers. That would be French. It could be Spanish as well. No, if it were Spanish, it would be Villeres, but it's French, so it would be Villiers. Villiers. So Clement Villiers, that's the anglicized pronunciation. Saying good day, Mr. Dervan Malcolm. Good day to you too, Clement. Olga Hollingshead says a blessed Friday afternoon to you, Sir Dervan Malcolm, and all your listening diaspora family and friends everywhere. Peace, love, and blessings for a wonderful weekend. Same to you, Olga Hollingshead. The final weekend before back to school. And we know some of us as parents and guardians are going to be treating the children. Can we be extra careful, please? We don't want what sweet them to sour them. You get the picture. My late mother would talk about that. What sweet you're going to sour you. No, we don't want that. In other words, we don't want the excitement of and the enjoyment of having a last splash, if for those who are going to the beach, for example, before the start of the new academic year. We don't want that to turn into something negative by the exuberance of youth, for example, young men who know they can't swim going out to the a point in the ocean where which becomes a point of no return for them. So we need to be very, very, very careful. Those who are going to be treating the children this weekend, taking them to the beach, to the river, etc., whatever other attractions, maybe taking them to meet or to see family in the country or elsewhere. Please, please, can we just do it safely? Let's do it safely. Please, please, please. Faye Weller, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. And Clément Villiers seems to be suggesting he prefers the French. Clément Villiers, as opposed to Clement Villiers. Got you. Got you, Clément. Merci beaucoup. Good afternoon to Cherry Henry. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Paro 106 is loud and clear today. Hope it will stay like this. Well, let me cause that to rhyme now, Cherry Henry. Paro 106 is loud and clear today. Hope it will stay that way. How about that, Cherry Henry? And so say all of us. Asha Ash says, hi, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from London, UK. Welcome, Asha Ash in London, UK. Courtney Thompson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I just passed an active police operation in New Kingston, apparently targeting illegal bikers. Several bikes seen on Wrecker. Well, if we find that any area of the traffic environment is being undermined, and not just the traffic environment in general, but the public space. If we find that there are elements within the public space who are making the place less safe, we have to take action and ensure that we are managing our public spaces. It's something we haven't been able to do as effectively as we should. There's no time like the present where 60 commendation to the police on Operation Get the Illegal Bikes, says Courtney Thompson. And let's hope as well it's being done with the usual, well, let's hope it's being done with a level of respect and regard for the rights of all those involved. One moment, please.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Under the law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here. Your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And it's a good time for us to rally round our students, our children, and our educational institutions. There are all kinds of forecasts right now, even by the education minister herself, that things are not going to go well, essentially. That's the essence of it. That things will not go smoothly. Uh, what we don't want is chaos. What we don't want is a dramatic breakdown. A little niggle here and there, in a manner of speaking, yes. But this is where now every single stakeholder, this is the time when every single stakeholder is going to come forward, step forward, or step up to the plate and play their part for a smooth transition. So it means we're going to be looking out for the children, especially the little babies who are looking to cross the road all by themselves. We want to look out for them. The traffic environment will change dramatically by virtue of the numbers, but surely it's not beyond us to be able to support those who need supporting at the start of this academic year. So let us demonstrate that we can support our schools, we can support our students, we can support our teachers, our administrators, etc., to the point where the load is a little lighter. The load is a little lighter. We've been talking a lot, haven't we? Let's take some of your calls. 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. Lots of messages related or unrelated. Someone saying thanks, you're welcome. And also, Ras Asta Black, greetings to you too. Thank you very much for tuning in. Norman Wright, hello to you. Bishop Douglas Gooden. Is it today we're supposed to be connecting, Bishop? Let's go to the phone lines 876-922-4112 to 5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. I can stand the rain on my windows.
Say that again.
What is it? You left something? I got to move. I got to move. I got to move to a quiet place.
Oh, that's your that's your situation now. That's your situation now.
You have served me for years and from an ineffective and so I have to take it off of the roof.
Oh, the roof.
Walk on it and put in my
solar panel.
Solar, so I don't have any electricity at all. That's what I'm aiming for now.
Oh.
Yeah, man, because yeah, man. You know this poem, Dervan?
Which one?
First to be Shelley. Hail to thee.
Hail, hail, hail to thee.
Hail to thee, bright spirit.
You said hail. I'm trying to get the words clearly. Your reception is not hot.
Well, not, oh my. Oh Lord.
Did you say hail?
Yeah, hail. This poem by to a skylark by Percy Shelley.
I think I know that one.
Yeah,
I think I know that one. To a Skylark. You're right. It's To a Skylark.
Yeah.
By Percy B. Shelley.
Yes. Those few lines, man, they were very. They stand up in my.
Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. Higher still and higher from the earth thou springest like a cloud of fire, the blue deep thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest. In the golden lightning of the sunken sun, o'er which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run, like an unbodied joy whose race is just begun. The pale purple even melts around thy flight, like a star of heaven in the broad daylight. Thou art unseen, but yet I hear thy shrill delight, keen as are the arrows of that silver sphere, whose intense lamp narrows in the white dawn clear. Until we hardly see, we feel that it is there. All the earth and air with thy voice is loud, as when night is bare from one lonely cloud. The moon rains out her beams, and heaven is overflowed. What thou art we know not. What is most like thee? From rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody. Like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden till the world is wrought, so sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not. Like a high-born maiden in a palace star, soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour, with music sweet as love which overflows her bar, like a glow-warm golden in a dell of dew, scattering unbeholden its aerial hue. Among the flowers and grass which screen it from the view, like a rose embarred in its own green leaves, by warm winds deflowered, till the scent it gives makes faint with too much sweet those heavy-winged thieves. Sound of vernal showers on the twinkling grass, rain awakened the flowers. All that ever was, joyous and clear and fresh, thy music doth surpass. Teach us, sprite or bird, what sweet thoughts are thine? I have never heard praise of love or wine that panted forth a flood of rapture so divine. Chorus hymeneal or triumphal chant, matched with thine would be all but an empty vaunt, a thing wherein we feel there is some hidden want. What objects are the fountains of thy happy strains? What fields or waves or mountains? What shapes of sky or plain? What love of thine own kind? What ignorance of pain? With thy clear, keen joyance, languor cannot be, shadow of annoyance, never came near thee. Thou lovest, but ne'er knew love's sad satiety. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true and deep than we mortals dream. Or how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? We look before and after and pine for what is not. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought. Yet if we could scorn, hate, and pride and fear, if we were things born not to shed a tear, I know not how thy joy we ever should come near. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found, thy skill to poet were, thou scorner of the ground. Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know, such harmonious madness from my lips would flow. The world should listen then, as I am listening now. So did you know that by heart? Did you have to learn that and know it by heart?
Every word about 6 years ago from in the long time elementary school days. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you something. I can recite that, without missing 100 words. The brain is a powerful thing, man.
It is.
The brain, man, creator who create that instrument there, that thing. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know how men feel like as if they should blow out on the next man's brain. And look how wonderful that thing is. Isn't it?
Yes.
If you make a computer as big as the country,
And the computer was big at first, It was this huge thing. Yes.
man, little bit, boy, great. You have to meditate and think twice, and realize that there must be some great designer who could sit down and design a thing like that, like the brain. You serve a man who thinks that it's a big bang. Yeah, that's brain together. And you ask the person who thinks that, I ask them to put on a heap of scrap metal and say, come out of this Rolls Royce and come out of this Swiss watch. You know, some lady guy.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I want people to think and realize what we are doing to each other and they pick up gunshot and whatever you are and put the next man way. Anyway, too much of that to this morning. I see you know. So
Aye.
take care, man.
You too.
Thank you, man, because I don't think you're next. And it's anybody else in Jamaica right now who would have a show like you know, I go car up and then go play kind of things so quick and you know great job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5. 876 922 4112 to 5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. Here's a message on WhatsApp. It says, well, it came in this morning. Good morning, Dervan. I'm a senior citizen. I have a small parcel sent to me from May 28 from USA to come to Montego Bay and can't receive it. I am tired to go to post office here. Can you check it out for me at the sorting office in Kingston? And she has given us her name. which we're making a note of right now. We'll see what we can do. Not sure who's the communication person at the postal service, Jamaica Post, right now. Not sure. I'll need to double check. I used to know the communications person, but I think that has changed. Let's see. Oh dear, still a lot more to clear. Let's go up the line. Let's go up the line and come back with more after the break.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high quality concrete for fencing, roofing, surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time Coast to Coast Concrete is 3 o'clock. Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Colonel Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM. 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8, 2 5s are 10. It's back to school again. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ringing. It's back to school again. So much for play.
Here's Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. He says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Friday to you and your listeners. There's a debate taking place with regard to." So what you have here is with regards to. Now, if we're speaking English, that is incorrect. The expression properly put is with regard to. With regard to. You can say best regards, warmest regards, warm regards, etc. But with regard to. With regard to. No S. With regard to. So let's read Clarky Bless's message now without the S. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Friday to you and your listeners. There's a debate taking place with regard to the Canadian Farm Work Program. As I understand it, there are 655 farms in Canada where Jamaicans work. There are 13 liaison officers who oversee these farmers. It was reported that the minister visited 9 farms. It's therefore possible that the farms the minister visited, conditions at these farms were good. So it could be that the minister is honest in his report. There needs to be some fact-finding teams put in place to visit these farms without their knowing that they are coming, if the truth is to be told. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. So you're talking, what do they call it? Mystery shopper, that kind of approach, or undercover boss. Remember that TV series as well. So that's what you're asking for. I think I heard on the news uh, the minister saying what he should have said in the beginning and doing what he should have done at the very outset. As we've said on this program, it came as a shocker that an experienced politician, minister of government, etc., would not have known how to express himself at a time when this matter was first raised. So, but he recently, was it yesterday or day before, he uh, he's now saying that, I'm just trying to find uh, the story. Right. So at first he was doubling down when he was asked about the situation, and now what he has done. This is the stories. This one. Right. This one appoints. Right. So the minister has done now what he should have done at the very outset. Labor Ministry appoints fact-finding mission to probe complaints of farm workers in Canada. Labor Ministry appoints fact-finding mission to probe complaints of farm workers in Canada. So once you got that information, Minister, the thing to have done was not to dismiss it. Now, this story goes on to say, during a courtesy call on Mr. Samuda on Thursday, Canadian High Commissioner to Jamaica, Emina Tudakovich, noted that the Canadian government shares Jamaica's concerns about the safety and security of farm workers. So that's what the minister needed to have done at the outset. I couldn't. That wasn't the approach taken at the time. So it is. So there was that, and there's another story. I didn't even know that had happened, but it was brought to my attention. It was brought to my attention that there was a couple of stories. One of them having to do, where is it? Because I didn't learn of this. That's all right. I'm going to hold that for a moment because there was something else related to a farm worker and a tragedy that occurred. This is one of the stories. It's sometimes quite a thing to try and keep up with all the stories. But this one had to do with a Jamaican all right, well, hold on. We want to find the precise. We'll come back to that. Let's leave that there for now. 876-922-411225. But thank you very much, Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary, for your message. Let's go to the phone lines. 876-922-411225. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Honorable Public Educator.
You sure you have the right person?
Our listeners this evening. Give thanks to our loved one far away, We need us keeping we are safe and peace, perfect peace in this dark world of sin, Colonization and imperialism. You remember the other day I make a little talk? You listening me?
Yes, I am.
Oh, give thanks to the international listener, not a national speaker. You remember the other day I make a little speak and honorable brothers and sisters who listen to the program. I say, right now, a pure war, Africa and everything there. Discouraging them from go to Africa. I'm not going to could have him up His Majesty's speech and make to the United Nations.
Until the philosophy which holds one race inferior than another, or superior than another, and another inferior, right, is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, totally destroyed, and everywhere is war. Yeah, Bob Marley immortalized those words in song.
So I'm saying to my honorable brothers and sisters, the man said, until there is no longer first and second class citizen
of any nation, in
until basic
human rights
is guaranteed to all,
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere is war. War up north, war down south. So all of the war which take place on the continent, His Majesty done make we aware of these things, He said the African continent will not know peace,
But that is frightening then, because if the continent will not know peace, then why would anybody want to run towards that continent if we're being told that it will just be pure war there, no peace?
Yeah, until the philosophy, so then philosophy we must speak of, with one race inferior and another, until it is abandoned.
Totally destroyed.
Yeah?
Totally destroyed. That's another part of the speech. Not just abandoned, but totally destroyed.
Oh, natural, my lord. So that not really happening yet, because the white man system of government is still in Africa, So we're talking to our honorable brothers and
Really? It's the white people who are still running the 54 countries in Africa?
Commonwealth rule and the French and the whole of them don't get here. Where you come to Africa, the European power still control Africa today, So we know that.
So the black people, the black leaders are not recognized then, or you think are being used as pawns in a game of chess?
Just like Jamaica Commonwealth rule where Queen Elizabeth is sovereign and head of state, I do some of them are Republicans.
And is it the Queen who is calling the shots in Jamaica?
And still remain on the Commonwealth block.
Is it the Queen who is making the decisions that need to be made for the day-to-day operations of the country?
In a constitutional monarchy system of government, you get help from our government, our cabinet, headed by a prime minister.
Or is it her? Go ahead.
In Jamaica, in a constitutional monarchy system like Jamaica here, you have a cabinet, headed by a prime minister, the highest decision-making body in government, and her representative, the Honorable Excellency, we then call him, Governor General, on the island, It's not an absolute monarchy, a constitutional one.
Oh, it's the first time hearing you say that. It's not an absolute monarchy. What a thing.
It's a constitutional one where she have help, where she gets help by a cabinet and our parliament and all these things.
I see.
Yes, so may I say differently. That's why I see it as one. So this is a constitutional monarchy system of government. And she's sovereign and queen of Jamaica. So not until the philosophy, which all one race inferior, superior and another inferior, until all of these things, abandoned, from out of the world. Everywhere is war. So that's why my honorable brothers and sisters, you see that going on the continent, because the white men rule is still at hand. So to come up a report, but because institutional slavery, church and school and college still play us today, brainwash education. So honorable...
Which school did you attend again?
Jerusalem School. 10 miles from there on the northeastern side of Warwick Hill. It carried red, bright, and gold, red, gold, and green, bright banners, and on the black 5-pine star, and the lion symbol, and the red, black, and green banners. It cannot be hidden,
Right. And so, why did your parents trust those individuals with your children's education?
With my children's education, because they just want white men education, brainwash education. That kind of
What's the difference? So what do you teach? What is taught in your school?
Spiritual education, educate the people them have a black consciousness of themselves, the reality of God in flesh and blood,
Right.
Man of right is God in flesh and blood, and men of wrong is Satan. No man of right is goddess in flesh, and women of wrong is Satanist. As they say, Ethiopia, the land of our father.
So what about science and geography and English and mathematics? Those are not included?
We are not short of that, What we short of is our spirituality,
Oh.
Africa have everything we want already, We don't go short of we choose spirituality, what we taken out of Africa and come here in the West, So here we are educating one another and building one another faith, return home to Africa. So as I was saying, Honorable Rat Carver, I want to make him know, say, I was taken out of Africa as some of the finest people, the best, them take out care down here in the West. Come build the West, No parasite never leave Africa from down here. So you know kind of rasta. Master, creator, we are not jabbers, not beggars. It to be the all manner of workmanship. So we have to know our black brother and sister, he must say, no. When he must speak, say no parasite. Rastafari in general are kill people.
Rasta in a parasite thing, eh?
Fire Rasta, man. You know where it come from. Jamaica have some Rasta, you know. Politician Rasta, they go down them institution and send them to the garden institution and work for this Queen Elizabeth government to straighten our empire. So that's why I want to let Jamaica. You see, they understand this. So no parasite never come from Africa. And remember, we leave our home and family and our land come down here in the 15th, 16th century. Rascava, you have one time to dreadlocks, dread you can know your culture.
We need to take a break. Thanks for the call. Take care.
Right, repatriation.
Next time.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Sophia Nemard in where's she again? Sophia is in Newell, St. Elizabeth. She says, no splash for us. I think we're having enough rain. Nicola in central Jamaica. Good afternoon to you. How are the girls doing? Bishop David Clary says, God bless. Blessings to you too, Bishop Clary. Paul Miles of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation is having a good laugh. And a good day to you too, Paul. Thank you. And listeners. And he is having a good laugh. So too is Velta Wilson. Thanks to Ras Lloyd and his prognostications. Thank you very much for your messages. We still have more. Hold on. Natalie Winter, good afternoon. Damian Pollock says, happy Friday, Mr. Malcolm. One love to you too, Damian Pollock. He says, good afternoon, listeners and viewers as well. Jamaican View says, good afternoon, Dervan, viewers and listeners. To you too, Jamaican View. Damian Pollock says, hail up Ras Lloyd. And he's having a good laugh as well. Thank you very much for your messages. We still have more. Let's go to, who's this now? Neville, otherwise known as Salah. He says, Dervan, people advocating for the new road traffic laws to be implemented. I don't see where it's going to change anything. These bad drivers just going to pay whatever and back to their indiscipline on the road. I'm Salah from Kingston. Yes, Salah, you have a point. There's something we discovered years ago. Well, I say discovered. It's just in thinking through some of the happenings. And it occurred to us that, technically speaking, it's the individual who goes behind the steering wheel does not transform into being by virtue of occupying that space behind the steering wheel. What we do behind that steering wheel tells the world who we are. It's as simple as that. So you don't become a different person once you are seated behind that steering wheel. Whoever you are outside of the car is exactly who you will be when you get inside of that car and get behind the wheel. So it's people's personality we see coming out in the traffic environment, exactly who we are. That is what comes out in the traffic environment. So it's not different people. People don't change when they get behind the wheel. If anything else, they essentially magnify their actions on the road. Their actions are magnified more than anything else. So if we are fundamentally indisciplined, no amount of regulation is going to change who we are, because that is our personality, that is our character. There's the gem that says, watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. So exactly who we are is exactly what is on show when we're in the traffic environment. We're demonstrating exactly who we are. That's it. So you're perfectly correct, Neville Salah Solomon. You're perfectly correct. There's no guarantee that the amended or reworked or repurposed Road Traffic Act will have any significant difference or impact on those of us who are fundamentally indisciplined. Jem Marjorie Kim is having a good laugh. She says, Dervan, what do you know about tub? That was from earlier on. Yes, indeed, tub and basin, face basin, or wash pan. Roy Lawrence says, give thanks to the term. Power 106 is large and powerful today. Thanks to all. Or I think you mean the team. Let's read that again. Give thanks to the tech team. Power 106 is large and powerful today. Thanks to all. So let's send this on. Just as how we send the complaints, we are sending the kudos to the group of engineers monitoring both TV and radio. So there you go. Let's clear some more of these messages. There are so many of them. Let's go to this one. Good afternoon, Dervan. Can you repeat the phrase you always say? Education make you trainable. Well, let's remind you of the origin of this phrase. What's his name now? Robert Gregory, who used to be in charge of what is now Heart NSTA Trust, used to say, education makes you trainable, and training makes you employable. I think those two. Education makes you trainable, training makes you employable. Those are the expressions, or that's the expression he used to use. And then I was interviewing Dr. Lakim Samaj one afternoon here on both sides of the story. And I threw that quotation into the mix. And Dr. Samaj said, and the right attitude makes you successful. And then I said to myself, well, we have Robert Gregory's piece, we have Dr. Lakim Samaj's piece, but something is missing. What happens before education? And that's when I added, socialization makes you educable. So the full expression, the full quotation to be, if used, credit to be given to Robert Gregory, Dr. Lakim Samaj, and yours truly. So the quotation is, socialization makes you educable. So you have to be socialized to learn, socialized to appreciate the importance of learning, the value of learning, the purpose of education, the value of education. So socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. So that's the expression. So someone here wants us to share the information. So we are going to, as we're speaking, type it and forward it to the person who wants it if he or she didn't get it when we delivered it a while ago. So here we go, just so everyone else can get it. Well, the person says thank you, so it would appear that he or she got it. You are welcome. You are welcome. All the very best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Marie says Jamaicans who overstand and can explain to our fellow brothers and sisters how greed and the love of money are destroying Jamaica and Jamaicans. Jamaicans don't forget what happened in the other parishes, what mining has done, divided families and friends, killed people, given them cancer. The environment impact is enormous and outweighs any benefits that may be derived from mining. This is a zero-sum game. Time to get rid of it, my people. Enough is enough. Don't let them pee on your back and tell you it is raining, says Marie. Brother Fair says, Mr. Dervan, good day. Sir, I want to say thanks to the JUTC's management, especially Portmore branch, for returning the 16A 9 p.m. bus to our route. I'm a senior citizen and work in New Kingston on the Crossroads route and can't do without it at nights. Also, thanks to the driver, Lizard, who never allowed us to be left stranded, who never left us stranded in Crossroads. That's a driver who always comes for the people at night. Yours truly, Brother Fair. Brother Fair, let's see if we can forward your message to Cecil Toms of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the JUTC. Let's see if Cecil's information is in this phone. Is it? No, it's not this one. So let's do a bit of copy and pasting now. So we're going to do this, copy, and then we are going to send it on. Let's send it, and hold on. Let's do this. So we want to make sure that Cecil Toms gets this message. When people are doing the right thing, we must celebrate them. We must salute them. When people are falling down on the job, it must be brought to their attention as well. So both sides must be brought to their attention. So we're closer to sending this message now to Cecil Toms. If you're listening, Cecil Toms, stand by for a message from one of our listeners complimenting the JUTC. All right, let's move on and get to another of the messages. This one from Driver in America, having a good laugh at our expense, or was it Russ Lloyd's expense? Saying fire with the emoji, that the DWL emoji and the fire. All right, Driver in America, happy to be able to entertain you in the afternoons through Russ Lloyd. David Crossburn says, hello, Dervan. Good day to you and your listeners. Recently, I contacted Jamaica Post through email, attention Britley, about a package and got results. Hence, this route would be useful more so if there's a tracking number. Let's see if we can send your message to Where is it? So, David, we are going to send your message to who is the person? No, let's go down the line here. The person who sent us, the person who sent the message about the postal service. Why are we seeing that now? All right, stand by. We need to take a break. Let's see if we can find it during the break.
5, 6, pick up sticks, 7, 8, and then you lay them straight. 9, 10. Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
Under the law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Power 106 FM.
Be down, don't be no bum. Don't just hang out and bum along. Don't you waste your spare time. Sit there thinking about break time. With nothing to do but play. All a live long day. Fly, butterfly, you can make it if you try. Don't waste your time away. Now it's dickory, dickory, dog. Ben ran out the clock. The clock struck 9, now it's bedtime. Children, enjoy your holidays all together now. 2 little birdies sitting on the lawn. One named Peter. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ringing, it's back to school again. In and mind more. Here's a lesson on your radio. Heights of great ones reaching, kept one on a tape by sudden fly. But do you want their companions left? We're up one toiling through the night.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. David Crosburn, we've shared your details with the person who had the postal service issue. Hope you got that. Also, Cecil Toms of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the JUTC, has acknowledged receipt of the message from Brother Fair with respect to new developments, encouraging developments, good developments for commuters, JUTC commuters. And let's go through now. Thank you very much. Another of the messages, Gian in Chantilly, Portland. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Darrell says, good afternoon here as well, Dervan. Welcome, Darrell Richards. Good to have you on board. All the best. And I think we have covered most, if not all the messages now. Driver in America is calling us on the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. So that means the person in Fort Lauderdale who's calling through now will not be able to get through. Sorry about that, but the line is already engaged by Driver in America. So the person in Fort Lauderdale calling, you'll have to, if you're able to, please stand by. And as soon as Driver in America is through making his point, then you'll be able to call us back. We hope you're hearing this. The person in Fort Lauderdale who's trying to call us on the text line, 876-365-3346. So let's go to Driver in America. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Yes, brother Dervan. How's everything with you, man?
We're fine, thanks.
All right. Yeah, greetings to my people at home and abroad, you know?
Indeed.
Yes. No, we're not laugh at the Rasta man. When I lied, I lied. You know
Well,
what the man name?
Ras Lloyd. Ras Lloyd.
Oh, come again, please. Rasta
Ras
Lloyd?
Lloyd. Yes, Ras Lloyd.
All right. You see, we used to sit around the whole reason like them there with the real, see, Rasta like the original Rasta man that you know where I come from. My reason with my brethren never the same.
Uh-oh. Connection is recalibrating. The signal is not good. Hello? Uh, Reconnecting. But naturally, driver is moving. He's always on move, isn't he? He's driving. And, well, the call got disconnected. So let's go to another call in the meantime. 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello?
Yeah, greetings.
Greetings.
Okay. Yeah, man, give thanks. Uh,
Well, before you go on, please, here's a message from Clifford. Clifford says, Dervan, tell Ras Lloyd he's one of those who chased away all the brain folks from Jamaica. How would survive? How would he survive in Africa? Dervan, do you know what happened to Mortimer Planner in Africa? I heard a broadcast of them being robbed and ripped off. Does Rascava know anything about the Silas, Silas, or is it Silas, or is that an attempt at spelling Selassie? I'm not sure. That Selassie, about that Selassie. Africa invite. Does anyone know? I am also laughing, says Clifford. Over to you, Rascava.
when if he was asking about His Imperial Majesty, he wouldn't say that Silas. That's it. Selassie, he wouldn't put the that in it. So I don't know.
Well, the spelling I see here is Silasi,
The LISI.
which is,
So they want make him say that Selassie. Then I
I
don't
don't know,
know
maybe a
what.
typo. Sometimes it's just a typo.
Well, if him want to correct that because the word Selassie is a baptismal name that most or a lot of Ethiopians have. So you have to really narrow it down to the point of what you really want to ask about.
Yes.
Uh, Socialize. You have to socialize to learn. That's what you had said.
Yes.
So what about children who doing homework or online?
They would have been socialized to learn.
When you're doing homework, you're socializing.
You're not so. Don't mix them up, Rascava. Socializing. When you say socializing, you're talking about having a drink or two with a friend, etc. We're talking
Yes,
about
to
social. We're
socialize.
talking about. We're talking about socialization.
So they are not coming from socialize.
Yes, but the way
Yes,
the way the way you said it a while ago, socializing, uh, it came across. I guess based on whatever else you said, it came across as if you're suggesting that it's participating in social activities, mixing socially with others, etc., as opposed to the principles that are intrinsic in raising children, and how you help to channel the energy of your, for example, towards education, and get of how important education is. Once you're able to inculcate that in the mind of your son or daughter, you should at least be able to get them to go to school.
Mrs. Screen English was not meant for us to understand each other as we speak, because to socialize means to interact with others. So all the social words that come from it, from socialize, all the words that come from social, have nothing related to interaction with others.
Now, the socialization of which we speak is the process of learning to behave in a way that is acceptable to society. So, for example, you go to school, you don't destroy the windows and the furniture because you your socialization has been such that you know to take care of your things. When you play with your toys, when you're finished, you pack them away and put them away. That kind of a thing. So it's some of these idiosyncrasies that you pass on to the children in those early years would make a difference in terms of how they relate to learning and schooling, among other things.
So learning could be duplicated for socialization.
Well, it's a part of it. It's a part of the process because how they respond to the stimuli or stimuli in terms of what you say to them and what you share with them, uh, we are likely to see the extent to which they received it by virtue of their behavior thereafter. So it's the process of learning to behave. Socialization is the process of learning to behave in a way that is acceptable to society. So it could very well be without that socialization, depending on what is happening with a particular child, that child might come across as being a troublemaker at school, or an idler, or a youngster who has no use for schoolwork, etc. And there are all kinds of reports, and the parents are called every day to come to school to talk about their son, etc. So you want to avoid that. So you prepare the soil before. That's a socialization to
So
prepare.
what's the definition of socializing now?
Mixing socially with others.
They must socialize.
Mixing socially with others.
So we have to go to English class.
No, man, it's not that difficult.
Right. Mr. Smoother now is now saying that he is setting up or has set up a task force, a team to go and investigate whether or not what the farm workers are saying is actually true. To me, that make him look stupid because he should have first talked before him go over there to a welcome party and then come back over here now, come make that the big strong announcement. So if that task force come back to him now and say, well, what the farm workers are saying is actually truth and sometimes worse than what they not said, because as I heard one today say that when task force or investigators would have gone on the farm to check out how the condition that they live. The farmers are out in the field, which the investigator will not be permitted to go and see or stop them from work to ask them no questions. And if they wait till them come back for work in the night, and anybody go and tell that investigator anything that they what they call them, the boss did not want them to say, they will send them home and they will not get a request to come back on the next season. So if that is also true,
What is the purpose of this task force? What are they going to come back and tell us?
Oh well, we need to demand to that such report coming out of the findings of such an inquiry be made public, so we can get the facts with respect to what's been happening or not happening, because they're supposed to listen to both sides. Well, more than just the two, because the farm workers themselves, their side of the story, the employers, their side of the story, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, etc. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
Yes, Raskaba, it is late, as we indicated before, late in the day for the minister should to be taking the position that he's now taking, because that's what we had said at the very outset, how upset, how shocked and stunned and flabbergasted we were that this experienced politician, experienced cabinet minister, uh, mishandled what would, under normal circumstances, be a routine engagement uh, and 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 uh, and and execution of the this farm work program. There is a problem, really. That has not been brought to my attention. Hold on a moment there. Let me just say that I'm going to have to get some more information here, because I was not made aware of this, and so on and so forth. So that is pretty standard, pretty routine. But when you put up a defense, all of a sudden you become defensive. No such thing. Da 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 da. Then you it's almost as if you're trying to push something under the carpet. So as we have said at the outset, Raskava, that the thing was mishandled from the very start. And so whatever is done now, it's not going to be treated the same. It's people are perhaps going to even turn off from wanting to hear anything else, having heard what they have heard already.
Of course, because if you were sent from Jamaica, or you choose to go from Jamaica to do an investigation, why were you talking into the foreign press instead of talking to Jamaica?
Yeah, well,
I don't see the sense make no sense. How interested should the foreign press be about what you go about?
no, well, if the press calls, the thing to do is to respond. You
But
get a
the foreign press not even know so you are going to go to that bedroom. So them all call about you and then they know so you have gone to do it.
No, but he did receive calls from media entities in Canada to respond to the situation.
Because the media in Canada was notified that we will be having this man from Jamaica coming up here to meddling on how we do our business. So the press in Canada know what you find out where you go back home go tell them. Say. If he's going over there to do that, he just go and we make the bosses know that I'll be coming to have a talk with my Jamaican family, workers, friends. Yes? About what they need not know either.
Oh, I see what you mean. So instead of making it a public affair, uh, it would become
An
uh,
investigation.
as in a local investigation, meaning a Jamaican investigation to an important program in the lives of Jamaicans. And
That's the only way that
yes,
it's up and then no time I go up there. You have ones among Jamaicans up there too, who want to be the house slave. And they will carry news to the boss because they get privileges and get requests every year that some man in a said something about the program because he don't experience it. So don't let it be publicized that them provide a welcome party and spread the table and the red carpet for you. That means you can't buy the hand with a feed you when you're up there.
Yeah.
You just go and you have all right to go up there and talk. You can go to Canada, another business, and you say, okay, let me go and make a courtesy call and have Jamaicans here and see how they doing.
Mm-hmm.
But for him not do it to and talk to foreign press, he must say what the foreigners and the foreign press and the Canadians and the bosses want him to say. That's why I'm check the man them to make sure no say nothing we are going to jeopardize the program.
Yeah, but
and how does Jamaica benefit from the program that he put so much emphasis on what Jamaica would be losing if they jeopardize?
well, there's money
So the government to government
right across
paying
the
money
board.
for it.
There is money. I don't have the minute details, if I can put those two terms together, but yeah, it's a financial. It provides opportunities, job opportunities, less unemployed people on the hands of a government, because you get them employment in other countries or in another country, and in a significant number.
So you will benefit politically then, but not financially, unless
Well,
the money that
financially,
you don't.
the country benefits financially, just like the remittances.
Yes, I agree, but not directly. I don't know, but let's see what comes out of it anyway.
Indeed.
This time.
Thank you. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Driver in America is perhaps he has found a better spot from which to reason with us. Driver, are you there?
Dervan. Dervan, you're the man with the trivia. Name me one plant, a fruit that them bring from Africa and plant in Jamaica, and it's doing very well in Jamaica.
What, Aki?
All right.
Hello?
I'm done this. Come to national dish and everything. Right, sir?
Yes.
Hello, you hear me, brother?
Yes, I just heard a little
No.
whistling sound a while ago.
I'm going to stop it
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, I don't know if you have us on there. If you are listening to the program there, that could cause a feedback as well. Now it says reconnecting. Yes, let's try again.
Yes, brother Dervan. Yeah, you hear me, sir?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to pull over right here and reason with you a little bit. All right. Okay, come on, Jamaica, come to a national dish, right, sir?
Yes, it is said that a little boy on one of the slave ships was playing with the ackee seeds, and that is how the ackee was brought to Jamaica. The seeds were planted, and but I wonder how they managed in the early days before they learned about what's that thing, that poisonous component of the ackee. I wonder how,
I can't remember the name right
hypoglycemia, something. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my reading. There's a book on foods that I have in my library, which has that information about a little African boy playing with coming over from Africa to the West Indies, and in particular to Jamaica, playing with the ackee seed or seeds, and then once they got off the ship, at some point those seeds were planted, and then came the ackee.
Yeah.
Hello?
But that is what. Are you hearing me, sir?
Hearing you now.
Yeah, you hear me, brother Dervan?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to talk quick. All right. This is my contention with my Rastafari and brethren, the man who want to go back to Africa. The Aki come to Jamaica and it's, and it bloom and turn national dish. And that.
Sorry, we lost you at Adat. We lost you at Adat. We lost you at Adat.
Okay.
You were saying Adat?
You hear me, sir?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, pick it up at Adat.
You hear me clearly here?
Hearing you now, yes.
Yeah, all right. All right, we're going to slappy. And me go a bush me slappy down Vermont, I know, but I still got some coffee.
Yes.
But brother Dervan, see me how the Aki come to Jamaica and turn national dish and so celebrated and special. Our ancestors are crying for all the blood and suffering and everything they went through. And Father God, let me tell you, brother Dervan, that's my story. And Father God, bring me come here, you know. Come to Jamaica. Take us out of bondage and bring us to Jamaica. Unfortunately, our ancestors had to go through what they go through. But look at what we did with the gift. Jamaica that we got. Are you hearing me, brother Dervan?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm listening.
Yeah, look at the wastage. Look at what we've become. You know what I mean? Like just some, you know, and politicians, we keep electing these incompetent people. Like my father I said, give them rope. In a time, all of them harm themselves. But you see, isn't that what's happening? Them make buffoon of themselves all over the place, and they've been standing in front, hindering our progress for so long. I know people get so silly. We can't even elect proper politician and this and that. And so the country will come to you going to hell in a handbasket. And no matter what I step on the other side of it. You know what I mean? But all who see them kind of talk about go back to Africa. When Gambia said Africa, you know, at that time it was like that where you could go back. But the way I same thing I tell you the other day, brother Dervan, Africa is a state of mind, is a people, you know what I mean? We were delivered here. And you saw the influence that we had on the world when we were firing on all cylinders. No, you know, we broke no and turn all kind of, you know, people, you say Jamaican, no people are afraid of you. You know what I mean? The first thing I'm like, oh, you ganja, man, and this, that's some little foolishness. We had all our scholars and stuff like that, and nobody come. You understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yes.
You know, so like I said, this rustling, I would never, every man entitled to them belief, and me tell them, yes, sit on and reason my rasta brethren them, enough, you know, and that was my, where we are going to go back, go. Same like a Aki, we can't blow me also, and bring the same rasta resistance, yeah, so, and make Jamaica. You see, all right now, all them man say Babylon and first thing I think about police. And the Babylon, them little boy, and girl that we walk up and now and turn the country, that's what we call poor house and, you know what I mean? And them Rasta, come out, stand up, defend, run them money off of the road and kill off the people and go like idiot. Instead of sit down like little, you know what I mean, toothless tiger, dog, or lion or something. And that no one to Rasta do. Instead of sitting on a panda and a dream about go back. And yes, how we there. You have a point where you read on the radio a time back, says start where you stand, right, brother Dervan?
Yes, by Burton Braley. Yes.
Everyone will listen to this. Read the poem there, look it up. See how Father God, I look at me just a laugh and I said, Father God, you're good, you know, look at them bush out with me out, you know. And it's like me there in Jamaica just to listen to my people. You see what I mean, man?
Yes.
Them kind of time that we live in. But brother Dervan, we are sick, man. We just are, we lost.
Yeah.
Sometimes me a big Rasta man, brother Skelly from Israel Vibration. And them the poet that me go, if I'm a fan, you know what I mean? The draw get them and frightened. You know, so we are balling and going up and that. Because me grow I'm a Rasta. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Last time, me and some man clash our bingy, man, me grab my drum and him and say, oh, because a foreign drum, man, and him throw white drum and film drum, and light it, make it tight up with gold skin and sing.
Mm.
You see how before fire go up, me just grab that start, beat it, and them say, you know, easy. Me grew up in that culture, and the boss me a boss, Rasta. We grew up with Rasta.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Can't trust Rasta when they not deal with revolution and sit down and watch it slapping. Rasta, rise up, man, I soldier, you know. And start take me to some fantasy and really come and have them one interpretation of Rasta. So the country will go to hell, man. Rasta, holy order. So me would have never laugh after Rasta, man, I put him down. But the whole thing about to go back to Africa, Africa is where we are. Africa is where the Africa is. Like the Aki. come from Africa. When I say you pick your right one, brother Dervan,
Yeah.
until national dish. You know? So
Yes.
everybody we are talking about it, oh, we have a nation for ourselves and we just sit down and just chat every day and read. Me and listen to everybody. And up here chatting with the pan, you know, brother Dervan. That's
Yes.
why the politician you can go on and see right now, man, get make a buffoon out of himself. And I go get, when I get what kind of commission to go to Canada, go investigate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that, you know what I mean? Who am I going to select put on that? Who for money am I going to use pay them? You know what I mean? When them didn't have that, were you the one speaking to that man from Canada that representing the farm workers?
I don't know if it's the same person, but that wasn't me. That was Dion Jackson Miller who interviewed a farm worker on her
No,
program.
man, it was somebody on power. It was one was him talk to an attorney. It was two man. One was an attorney and one was a liaison for the farm worker.
I didn't hear that one. All right, we have to go to the break. I don't know if you want to leave it here, but we have to go to the break.
I can stand by for a few.
Hold on, please. Hold on. One moment,
Yes,
please.
sir. They offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers and the self-employed, and some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure a monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative discussion with Peter Rose Hall, Managing Director of BPM Financial, discussing the importance of retirement planning and the solutions to move Jamaica out of this crisis. Retirement Wealth Creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring and it's back to school again. And it's ABC, 1, 2, 3, tic-tac-toe and it's all in a row. Now it's a 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, shut the door, 5, 6, pick up sticks, 7, 8, lay them straight, 9, 10, back to school again.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:02. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:02. 现在几点了？4点02分. 2 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Paro 106 FM, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Driver.
Yes, brother Dervan. You see, all the way black people at Jamaica, pure king and queen and prince and princess, you know. But we lost with cycle. We become everything else. We don't even know we lost. When we lose our identity, you know what I mean? I'm very grateful for the time when we grew up, you know, when you know, the movement was as it was on man, just a sing and a educate and a make man know what go on, you know what I mean? But we lost here, brother Dervan, you know, I'll ministry and education. When I go to school, we not pay for book. You know, we have teachers from all over the world come every day and so we Jamaican teacher. We get a good education, stand up. You know, man, watch the country pop down. I'm gonna come tell you about progress, our prosperity, our foolishness. You know what I mean? You can't go to the door, you can't walk, you're afraid. Brother Dervan, even as a younger man, you know, see the deterioration, you know, see how we are those with, you know, see how the flag, how the color fade, man. Eliza?
Yeah, well, it is what it is, whatever is happening in Jamaica. What is clear,
Yes, sir.
what is clear is that there is a sense that no matter what, come what will, good or ill, to borrow a line from our school song at Calabar, come what will, good or ill,
Yes, sir.
that our people, and we shouldn't take it for granted, but it is just a fact. Our people are ingenious, our people are creative, our people will always find a way, one way or another. And I believe this is one of the things that perhaps has been taken for granted as far as our people are concerned, that we find a way, we make a way, we make things happen, no matter how 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 bad things appear to be or actually are, that the people bounce back with a kind of resilience that is frightening in a good way.
Brother Dervan, we have this thing and every day you carry a bucket. We can't count on that. That to me, I understand what you're saying, and that is like optimism. But at the same time, sir,
I don't know about optimism. My outlook has evolved, and where I am right now is a place where I look around and I say, look, more than 100 years ago, we had Spanish flu. The world is still around. We've had a few wars and a couple of big world wars. The world is still turning. So my thinking is nature, my thinking that has evolved is that nature has been built, is built with resilience, inherently resilient, and it also serves to build the resilience of those of us who operate within the space that we call nature. And so whatever happens, man must survive, and man must find a way, and man does survive and find a way, and we lose a lot of people as well, yes, but there is that resilience, whether we want to accept it or not, whether we want to call it something else or not. There is that thing that says, look, I have to live, I have to survive, I have to do something, I have to make a difference, I have to take care of my family. And people do what is supposed to be done. And we have to take care of our country.
That is exactly what we need to do. But we need to start here, because we can't make it just a slip and a slip and a slip, so Brother Dervan. We have to man, Brother Dervan, we can't, we can't think. That's why when we say fire a little while, that matter when Brother Light, you did say something, and Brother Light just fire about it. Nothing, I never, nothing else, but you did say something where him disagree with. Not necessarily what you're saying, but something that is against his, reasoning. I know that when you say fire, the way him say, with conviction, the man, not deal with that. And that is why we have a fire burn, and them things, Brother Dervan stand up and fire burn all the foolishness. We are going, man, and stop, kin teeth with them weak-hearted people that we are let down the country, and, just call a spade, brother, until we decide for the say it stops here. They will just keep on, and send the fool them a little further. And just amount of foolishness
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I know what I'm living, and I know what I'm seeing, and I know what I'm feeling.
Look at you, Brother Dervan.
And so
you stand firm in our uniform. That's about those who uncertain right now and being manipulated by the system.
The point I'm making is the point I'm making is everybody is different. Different people will receive what is happening or not happening one way or another. Different people will take different positions.
But as a people, as a nation, Brother Dervan, the same pledge and everything, the way we have to live, we have to stand up to that. That's not just words, that.
Yeah, well.
There's I forgot the principle, and it's an African word, a Swahili word, but them said the power that we get when we turn each individual finger into a fist. When all we come together and roll up another fist down the ball, you think no idiot can come tell we not send we wrong corner. As they have been doing and running our country to hell. and pillaging and plundering us. You know what I mean? Right now, believe me, man. You know what I mean? The country may have to come lock up and go on like I'm free and in a house. You know, no, man. On the international stage, God bless our athletes because I just say we not no scholar, nobody, no, you know, we are celebrating.
No,
you know
careful.
what I mean?
I don't know about don't have any. We have quite a number of scholars, very very well established globally, serving. Yeah, no, they're
We need man to come out the road, come call out Babylon and tell them to watch out. Take on a foot off our people neck. No matter somebody call, you know, what you call it, cafe. I talk about revolutionary man. Like when me grow with and see a university and them man there. You know what I mean? Everybody know I just pat them a chat, man. We need action, brother Dervan. Pardon me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no revelation, but no revolution can take place without the consent of the people. No, it comes back to the people. It's a function of how the people feel about whatever the issue is at a particular point in time, and then how they choose to respond to that which they are feeling. And if you don't get, hold on just a second, if you don't get that groundswell that is usually seen as the litmus test for that kind of revolution which you seek, if that groundswell is not there, chances are it will just end up where it's just one or two people, and then people say these are just the troublemakers in Jamaica, as opposed to the change makers.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I call on the scholars and stuff, because the revolution going to begin with your mentality, with your knowledge, your education. That is why my son, you know, I'm not going to apologize. That is why Babylon, them are crippled with education system right now, my brother. That is why it is purposeful.
Who is doing that?
What they're doing right now.
Who's deliberately doing it?
The different administrations coming from its start, go downhill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the amount of young youth when we meet were functionally illiterate. You know what I mean?
But I'm sure we have a fair number of those who are brilliant.
If you go reason in a circle, so all right, we're not going on circle, you know, brother.
No, it's not a circle. I'm just saying. No, you're raising.
Can you dispute the evidence? Can you dispute the evidence that is staring at you right now as Jamaica is, sir?
Which evidence of what?
The evidence. You know, see what's going on with the youth in our country right now, sir?
Yeah, but
are we in a good place?
No, when have we ever been in a good place? Think about it. Go through the archives. Go through the archives, and I do that virtually every day. I go through the archives. And the gleaner takes us back to 1834. Okay.
But Jamaica was a beautiful place. My brother, just the other day, with the brother Simon, and I remind him 1975 Carifesta. When for the first time, I see all the island people them come to Jamaica and downtown, you know, the crossroad, ram with people from all over the country. And the beauty and the love. Oh, brother Dervan, Jamaica is a, believe me, man. I know, I'm gonna say,
so the question is, here's the question now, driver. What happened?
Yes, sir.
What happened? That's the question. What happened?
The politician do them tricks to stay in a power.
And who allowed that?
That is why we the people, brother Dervan, we get stupid. Them start ties now for education, and we start reach out up when we were the trendsetters. Now I always tell you when we come here foreign and them thing, man, I know about food style. You know what I mean? We turley now, wool and we Bali, you know what I mean? A pair of jeans, I said, you know, we come here, man, I look at do man them. A few women, them come here, come show them style. You know?
Yes.
Our people will come and we never going on no, you know, all of them nurse and them people will come and we tell you already, brother, you know, in the 1965 Immigration Act, you know what I mean? And it opened up a lot with nurse and housekeeper and them woman, that the woman them are the soldier. And then the man them live there, you know, but that particular period, the man them come here, them buy out the whole of bra.
Hello? Hello? Where did he go? Here again. Yes, go ahead. Buy out the whole of Bronx.
Yes,
That's where we lost you. One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:50. Are you stuck in a position or phase in your life and wondering what your next move will be? Do all the
Hello?
possibilities for growth and change seem
We're
just
off
out of
air
your
now.
reach?
Uh-huh.
Well, the Council of Community Colleges of social media at the CCCJ.
Gen Zers, we're back! Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:16. 现在提点了10:10 16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Yes, young people, we know you're almost there, back to school. Almost there. The new academic year starts on Monday. But you know what we always say. Even when school is out, homework is always in. Because homework is about preparation. And proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Yes, driver, the essential point we're making is that only Jamaicans can fix Jamaica. And if Jamaicans are not interested in fixing Jamaica, yes.
But you know, we're going downhill. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, man, we're going downhill, man. Like my brother would have said, our currency, it lose its value. I'm not talking about the money.
I understand. I read you loud and clear.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We look, brother, the Dervan. Maybe I'm an age and so. I don't know, maybe that. That is big thanks to Almighty God that He let me be a witness. I can witness for the point of a better Jamaica that I knew. Because, man, you know, me come here and as a young man, you know what I mean, I go out and I meet them and everybody meet, a nurse, student, everybody progressive.
And those people no longer exist. No, those people no longer exist in the diaspora.
Not say they know, but not talk about that home, brother Dervan. When we graduated from school, we go down, we were pack up and bus. And we go excel community, we go chaos, we go about, you know what I mean, as application. That was our mindset. You know what I mean?
But people are still doing that. People are still doing that these days, aren't they?
I'm not, brother Dervan. You know what I'm saying? You see the evidence, Jamaica, you see the evidence in the decay. You see it, brother Dervan. Yeah, there are people who are still doing that, but they're in the minority. And that is why it is so. You know what I mean? You have to walk and I wonder who you night I come, you have to run by your yard. Man, I go wrap your road and this and that. That is not the job. Tell you, man. Brother Dervan. And you see that if we take if they take that line and keep pushing, deferring, or deferring the dream, risen in the sun, what becomes of the dream deferred? If we keep doing that, brother, we won't amount to nothing. You know, if we leave it to the man here, all the man who just want to use Jamaica as a little piggy bank, and they're the enemies, man. And they're the ones that they see us going to hell, and it's fine with them because we illiterate, we not vote, we not this, we not that. You know what I mean? By and large, yes, there are exceptions, but we're not. And you think was it Brother Dervan, you know what I mean? It is reflected. See, the Prime Minister, the Attorney General tell them so we have the institutional capacity. You can go on the world stage, go talk and thing, man. Is that a proper sentence to be uttering on the world stage, Brother Dervan?
No, it's defeatist.
Oh! Me tell you now that I like you're the wordsmith. You know what I mean? And Brother Dervan, man, just leave it with that. You know what I mean? That is the measure of our nation right now. I will lead that.
But you know the beautiful thing about Jamaicans, no matter what, at home or abroad, night or day, we love our country a lot. And as the late Wilmot Perkins used to say, when people talk about his criticisms of this government or that government, he used to say that he used to quote from Shakespeare. He used to quote Shakespeare by saying, it's not that he loves a particular individual more or any less. Not that he loves a particular individual any less, but because he loves Jamaica more. And that's coming from Shakespeare. Right? So
I know be what me I try be what man. You see me out tonight and day, and I love you in a truck and day, I know.
Yes.
Like I've tried many times before, 4 times before, for come home and start things and it no work. But I tell Brother Simon today, alright, my son like a broke, but I repeat this. Right now, Brother Rastan tell me a time back, say, well, stop sending your money then, because the amount of money me I send come. Up to the other day, me pay how much $100,000, clear out a piece of land. And the banana board send the representative, come listen, sister, can me get them number, me call them, get with local, come in, you know what I mean? Mr. Graham, from Banana Boy, salute to you, sir. I apologize that there is no follow through. And the reason we say that, the man come down and surprised the banana growing a region and Santa Cruz. But my father used to always supply Hampton and Manu and Stitzel and places with banana and planted. So the stock is there. And him see it and him impressed and him show the youth them the yard, how to line it up, how to plant it out, how to everything. Clean out the whole place. I have some woman couldn't get no man to do it. Some woman come and clean out the land. And then the youth them there know. Let me tell you, for and if you throw the fork in it and you hit a rock stone, you know what I mean? You're lucky. It's like you win a lot of a pure good land. All time lowland coffee land. And the man up in the Blue Mountains, you know them land, the breadfruit tree like why everything doesn't fall the organic matter. Fertile land. You drop a rock stone, it grow. And you see all the rain we're getting in our region now. And Mr. Graham come and show them how to do it, line it off and everything and so. And the man them plant about 40 whole of it and stop.
Well, were they instructed to? Why did they stop? Were they instructed to stop?
No. Then I just saw them see. I saw them. Believe me, man. Whole heap of youth right now. You know that's why you said about Mr. Achino turn up over them. And that them want somebody to drive them like on the
But you're familiar with Farm Up Jamaica, though, are you?
Brother Dervan, you know what I mean? Like, you know me have the link with everybody, and so all of them me call. But you see, because brother, I have to be there. I make you see me I go hard like this right now, cause all the years I've been coming and trying and this and that, me see what me need. Me say me have to go mechanize to a great extent, cause I can't depend on man for work.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I just start where I stand by myself, you know what I mean? Cause you know what I mean? The man, them not know. Everybody already done than used to. You see, if you dig the diamond out of the rough.
Mm-hmm. That takes a lot.
And that comes from the education and the, you know, you have to have certain meditation, certain mentality.
Yeah.
Diligence. The same national pledge, the man, you see, them still have them exercise book and them thing, you know, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Rain catch you evening time, and you can go home and patient and them thing that teach have your pan. You know, them time that we are recite Robert Frost and all them something, and I know say big time thing we are learn.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when you come a foreign and man hear you out of them thing that them shock. What? You know that? Them used to all ask me, I wish prep school me go to Jamaica and this and that. It's a technical school, public school me go. You know what I mean? And I don't mean one. Cause me wasn't like no big brain or nothing like that.
Yeah,
so
no, I know there was a certain quality that came with the elementary schools that I used to hear Tony Lang, the late Tony Lang, talk about the value of that kind of education and how it set them on a solid foundation where they could take on the world.
I had a lady, you know, at all library.
But here's the irony. Before you go on, here's the irony. But that was colonial education. Isn't that the same colonial education?
Brother, you see, education is education. You know, is how you use it.
And you just made an educated statement. Yeah.
It's how you use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Education is education.
Yes.
Babylon can teach from a timetable.
But I make I make the point.
When I take that timetable, I do it too.
Yes.
You know?
But I make the point because there are those of us who still hit out at our colonial influenced education system, which we say we must get rid of and put in place a system that is in line with who we are as a people, etc., etc.
You see, brother Dervan, when the cat is away, you know, the mice will play. You see, the brain drain, and you bring me right back to that now.
Yes.
When we could have sit down, me not, brother Simon, with a reason the other day, and we used to, I said, boy, the girls. It's like, them used to blow my mind. But brother Simon, I never know sex thing as a young, strong dude. Go catch on a bull or this or that, can coach tell you, say, anytime you have sex, you're going to get slow. You can't run fast again. And we take that as God. But to sit with a young lady and reason with her and poetry and them something there. Tonight, come down here, brother Dervan. And so I will not talk about people going on this. So you see what I'm saying? It's like your mentality. You know, they're different.
Yeah. Yeah, I get the point you're making in terms of being, for example, just.
And when I say
go ahead.
The mice being away now, that was our disposition. All the youth, and you did have the exception, them of course, but by and large, and when you have all the educated, no, you couldn't come chat no foolishness around nobody and dismiss you. And them hold them corner. But now you see, the man them, we don't know what happened to it, but it's like the knowledge just disappears. So every little man come with a little this and a little that now and a fight. You know?
Yeah.
If you see the man talk with our mom and them man, remember, brother Dervan, me go all over the place. Them have closed on the United Nations week. And the closing the celebration was third world. You see when we get goosebumps at people. You see when we march down by UN and going to the assembly and third world. And then to top it off, you know, Cat Cora, bad league guitar and they bring Heinz from Steel Pulse. First stage with him, I will clap, rally around the flag. So we are royalty, you know, sir.
So we need to shed whatever coat we've been wearing. We need to shed that and reveal the real royalty that is under that.
And that is what you know, it's like, you know, you know, we can't land at the bushel right now. I know even that, because we'd have burn it down, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's like, the man, we don't know, man.
Yes. I hear you. You should put some of your thoughts in writing, though. That would make for a fascinating publication. But we have to go to the break. We have the break. So perhaps we could leave it here for now because we've been on a while.
Jamaica, yes, all right, Jamaica. Can I make a closing statement, please, Brother Dervan?
Go ahead.
Jamaica, we know who we are. You know what I mean? We just wake up and we slumber, man. Leaders, people who know better, people of integrity. Don't just sit aside wearing a cloak of cowardice, as Khalil Gibran call it, and call it tolerance. We have to reclaim our nation, and nobody now will give it back. See, we have them take it from we gonna have to take it back. I'm not just soldier and police out there, you know, because them same motor you use custom, you use and I call them for intervene. We the people have to get a different mindset and telegraph that across the nation to our people. And Rasta, remember, and you hold the banner, the culture. And Africa is right here where you are. That's why Father God bring you come this and plant this. So like the hockey, grow, bloom, feed the nation with knowledge. Brother Dervan, I'm done, sir. Bless.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
6 FM. The time is now
4:31 on Palo 6.
Under the Law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Powwow 6 FM.
school again. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. It's back to school again. So much for play and holiday. Now you just do what your teacher say. Gotta read and write and check it out. For you to be a star, to be able to have a to buy mom and dad a big Porsche car.
Seatbelts, we're approaching home. This is flight number 77. Thanks for flying with Solomonic. Okay, Georgia, flight home.
Que hora es en español? Son las 5:27. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5h-27. 现在几点了？5点加20分. 27 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Something I neglected to comment on earlier on. KFC, for as long as there's life on earth and life in Jamaica, KFC will never go broke, will never go down. Because long before the pandemic, KFC Jamaica, speaking of KFC Jamaica, which was established back in 1975, that's when KFC was, the first KFC was officially opened in Jamaica in 1975 across from Jamaica College. So that KFC across from Jamaica College, that was the first KFC branch officially, first outlet, KFC outlet, because before KFC was just a side order, no big establishment. Now, here's the situation. We first of all heard, and of course, there's something about Jamaicans and KFC. I don't know what it is. Uh, in Jamaican parlance, they would say, they must say tie, but those who understand the Jamaican parlance, let's leave that there. But KFC, well, Jamaica Broilers having announced a reduction in the price of chicken. And now uh, KFC Jamaica, as in Restaurants of Jamaica, operators of KFC, Pizza Hut, and something else, they have announced a reduction in their prices. Now, when was the last time, when was the last time in the history of Jamaica a fast food outlet dropped its prices? Can anybody take us back there? When was the last time? Now, it seems to me that KFC, having received the humongous support that they receive every single day of the year in Jamaica, even on holidays, because invariably the chicken was in the fridge the night before, so that even on the holiday you can have it or something like that. I saw, where was I going recently? Was it Florida or Bermuda? And I saw people with the box, the big box, what they call it, big box something, traveling on the plane. They're taking their KFC back with them for wherever, whether Bermuda or Florida or wherever. And it seems KFC is embracing that love in such a way that they are expanding exponentially right across the country. They are sending out, and I've never seen it like this before, the call for people to apply for positions at KFC. There's an ad on TV that is running now. Never have I seen this before. That they need customer service representatives. And they're going a step further now. They're saying, hold on, we did increase the price of KFC when chicken price went up as far as Jamaica Broilers is concerned, or in relation to the Jamaica Broilers in particular. And so, now that Jamaica Broilers dropped the price of chicken, we are going to drop the price of KFC meals. Now, why wouldn't Jamaicans continue supporting KFC under these circumstances? Whatever we think about KFC, however we feel about the brand and that and the job of working at KFC, whatever, something has been happening, and it seems to be expanding literally and figuratively. And that's why I say, for as long as there's life on earth and as long as there's life in Jamaica, KFC will always hold a special place in the hearts of so many Jamaicans. Jamaicans are smitten by KFC. and this, when you go back to the history as well, you recognize that the operators of KFC, the franchise holders of Kentucky Fried Chicken, that they long recognized Jamaica as a key market because Colonel Sanders himself actually came to Jamaica, spent at least a week, as I remember it. It was splashed all over the Gleaner. And I wasn't old enough to know all of these things. It's just that I read about it in the archives. And it was a big thing. And it also, Jamaica at one stage, I think, had the highest earnings in terms of KFC worldwide. Jamaica was on top. Just as how there was a time when Scotiabank Jamaica was on top globally of all the Scotia banks in the world, etc. There is there is a lot of value in this place, and yes, we have squandered a lot of it. But while we are still breathing, can we make a difference? Can we do something that will positively impact a fellow Jamaican and the next generation? This place is worth fighting for. This country is worth fighting for. Are you in? Are you ready? Let the fight begin or continue. Thank you very much for staying with us on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Poro 106 FM. Here is a message out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Dervan, good afternoon. I was made to understand that all the financial institutions in Jamaica are asking for social security number if you are coming from America. Why is that so? I have not been made aware of that. That's news to me. I'll have to check that. I don't know. All financial institutions in Jamaica asking for social security number. No, I know. I had to sign up on an insurance form, and I was asked if I nationality and citizenship, and whether I had any whether whether I was paying taxes in the United States as opposed to only Jamaica, and some questions. And if there's a number, I think I'm not sure if it was its social security number, but whatever. And that was just yesterday that I was filling out that form and questions. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but a part of that is FATCA. I don't remember what FATCA stands for now, but it has some financial, uh, just a system of ensuring as best as possible that people are not engaged in money laundering and trafficking and some other things. But I'll check it out. But I suspect what I just outlined is what you're talking about. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, "Hello, Dervan. Good afternoon. From my research, the information below is what I found. Rising from the proliferation of Ethiopianism and Pan Africanism, Rastafarianism took root in Jamaica. Following the coronation of Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie in 1930, Rastafari developed in Jamaica in the 1930s after the crowning of Haile Selassie I, the Ethiopian Emperor. And that is how it's properly pronounced. The name, Haile Selassie. So even the school near 3 Miles, the school itself is Haile Selassie, not Hail Selassie. We have a tendency to pretty it up and say Hail Selassie. It's Haile Selassie. That's the correct pronunciation. So after the crowning of Haile Selassie I, the Ethiopian emperor. So I don't understand, says H. Morgan in Birmingham, why your ardent listener, the Rastaman, who constantly putting the queen down, gravitating towards Africa so much when Rastafarianism was established in Jamaica based on the research. He was born in Jamaica and I suppose live in Jamaica all his life. Why is it that he hates Jamaica so much? If he wants to go to Africa so badly, he can catch a flight to London or the USA, then change planes to get to Africa. On a positive note, I noticed Jamaica producing Aki wine. Wow, it tastes good. And you are a little late there, H. Morgan. They've been doing that for some time now, but at least now you've gotten a taste of it. Ellerid Johnson says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. As I said before, Jamaica government does not protect its citizens in foreign country. I used to work with an agency, and a young lady was picked up by." All right, hold on. Since we're close to the break, let's take the break and come back.
Geography and history. Though you don't know about politics, you gotta know some social study. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Pernell Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM. Two ones are two, two twos are four, two threes are six, two fours are eight, two fives are 10. It's back to school again. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ringing. It's back to school again. So much for play and holiday. Now you just do what your teacher say. Got to read and write and check it.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 14. 现在 TDN 了5点加14分. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Ellery Johnson says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. As I said before, Jamaica government do not protect its citizen in foreign country. I used to work with an agency and young lady was picked up by enforcement and strip searched by him. And when I contact the consulate, instead of dealing with what take place, a bottle of white rum was taken to me. Nothing was mentioned about what happened. It's like the government afraid if they speak out, they will be cut off from handout. I wish they give me the job to represent the farm workers. I have sent a message to Justin and Jagmeet Singh to investigate." Uh, Thank you very much for your message, Ellerid Johnson. Well, maybe you should put yourself up for the position. Why not? If you think you can deliver better representation to farm workers, by all means, go right ahead. Let's see who else is messaging us. Natalie Winter in Washington Gardens. Recipes to enjoy from Natalie G. Winter, Washington Gardens, Kingston 20, Jamaica. More power to you, Natalie, and your recipe. Cuban in Georgia says, "Good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. I want to know where's the returns from this good farm work program as Mr. Samuda making it to be? What are the incentives from these foreign countries?" And then he sends us another message. "Sir Malcolm, how come the Jamaica government making so many missteps and it's business as usual? No one ever held accountable under the present administration." Well, you can check the newspapers and check the recordings of the various media houses, and you might be surprised going back through the archives and seeing who called out whom, etc. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, is greeting everybody as usual. And uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, all right, we'll come back to that message. Driver in America has sent us a message to say if one gives the bank their TRN, no need for social security. All right. Thank you very much, driver. We should let you know that someone here, Randy Williams, driver, hope you're listening. Randy Williams says, tell driver we can't continue to blame politicians. Hope you heard that, driver. Randy Williams says to tell you we can't continue to blame politicians. Sandra Gibson, good afternoon to you. Good to see you. Velta Wilson says, they say the Jamaican KFC is just a standard above the rest all over the world. And Ricardo is on every platform. Good afternoon, Ricardo. Here's another message. David G.A. Dixon, greetings to you too. How's the family? We trust you're all well. Thank you very much for your message. Venus says, my email continues. Dervan, we heard NWC say they're conserving on water when we have so much water underground in Goshen and Pepper pumping to Manchester. Some of the wells have to be closed because of too much water. We need water right through, not trickle. That cannot do for our solar heater. Thanks, Dervan. Venus. Uh, Sorry to hear about that situation, Venus. Hopefully there'll be an improvement. Maybe you could tell us what's the last thing you were told when you interacted with anyone from the NWC. Give us a word on that. Let's see if we need to send your message to Andrew Cannon. In the meantime, let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon to Dr. Trevor Dixon, founder of the Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad Helping Jamaicans at Home. He's an emergency medicine physician by profession. He says, greetings from Morristown, New Jersey. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. Thank you very much for your message, Dr. Dixon. All the best to you and your family, especially your sons. How are they doing? Jamal and Jordan. Jamal and Jordan. Hope they're well. All the best. And let's see. We're missing messages on YouTube. Let's quickly clear these messages on YouTube. We need more buses on the road, says Natalie Winter in reference to JUTC buses. Ras Asta Black says, Sir D, greetings. Rastafari was kept out of the house or education. Continue to correct and teach them. Bless you. All right. Ras Asta Black, thank you. Natalie Winter says, everybody is different and their experiences are different. Alvin Daly says, Brother Dervan, that is one of the problems our people will find a way. And when there is no opportunity, they will turn to evil. And that's what's happening now. When has that never happened in human existence? Evil has been with us for a long time and will be with us for time to years and centuries to come. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, Mas Dervan, what's up? I'm fine, thanks, Mas Albert. How are you? I tried to listen to a voice note from you recently. You were driving. I'm trying to remember what the voice note was about. I'm not recalling at this time. Too much to remember. Dr. Dixon says, quite a memory. They are doing well, in reference to his sons, Jamal and Jordan. Yes, indeed. Those two boys are something else. I mean, I beg your pardon. Those two young men are something else. They're smart, and they're very talented. Let's see who else is hitting us up online. The text line. Oh, we did see a story pop up. Who is this now? This is another of the stories trending, taking a while to pop. Shooting suspect pointed out and found fully loaded near station. A homemade handgun, along with several rounds of ammunition, were seized by the Hanover police on the Sandy Bay Main Road in the parish on Thursday. That was yesterday, the 1st of September. A man was taken into custody in connection with a seizure. Reports are that about 12:30 p.m., a man visited a local police station to make a report about a shooting incident. While at the station, the suspect was seen riding along the roadway and was pointed out to the police. He was accosted and subsequently searched, and the homemade firearm and 10 rounds of ammunition were reportedly taken from him. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations by the police. One of the things that has been making a difference and will make a difference going forward in ensuring a greater level of safety and security in Jamaica is the rate at which those who run afoul of the law are brought to justice. Makes a difference. Makes a huge difference. Continuing with more on your program, both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. We're almost. All right, so stand by because we're going to be wrapping shortly. In the meantime, can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Friday, the 2nd of September 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Please have a safe and peaceful weekend.
It's back to school again. You've got to start at ABC to be at the university. Any mind, a message on the radio. Now go to school and learn the rules. And don't you be no fool. Don't be dumb, don't be no bum. Don't just hang out and walk on around. Don't you waste your spare time and just sit there thinking about great time. With nothing to do but play all a live long day. Fly by the fire, you can make it if you try. Don't waste your time away. Now it's dickory, dog. Been around the clock. The clock struck 9, now it's bedtime. Hurry is school again. Children,
Yes, teacher.
enjoy your holidays. On the can now. 2 little birdies sitting on the lawn. One leg feet up. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ringing, it's back to school again. In a minute, mine more. Here's a lesson on the radio. Heights of great ones reaching, guess what entertained by something fly. But the wild children back in the slate. We're up one boiling through the night with English grammar and arithmetic, geography and history. Though you don't know about politics, you gotta know some social study. As busy as a bee, as cunning as a fox, as happy as a law. Remember to do your homework and don't do it in the fall. Having talk all OTS over the clock and go and put you at the top. Got to work hard to reach your goal and don't you ever stop. Don't jump that fence so you don't make sense to go on playing marbles. Cause skipping class ain't gonna make you class and you're gonna be in trouble. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ringing, it's back to school again. So much for play and holiday. Now you just do what your teacher say. Gotta read and write and check it out for you to be a listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible.
Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica